أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين ورضوان الله تعالى على صحابته الراشدين والتابعين لهم بخير وإحسان إلى يوم الدين وعلينا معهم وفيهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين فرجنا المسلمين اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثابت قلوبنا على دينك اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ونعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وسلم. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we are in another majlis in this auspicious month of Rabi al-Awwal, the first spring, reading through Silsilah al-Ibriz bi Aziz, and has been translated this 40 Hadith collection known as al-Arba'in of Shah Waliullah, Dehlawi rahimullah ta'ala, the great Hadith scholar and Sufi from the Indian subcontinent. May Allah's mercy be upon him. Through what's known as al-Musalsal bil-Itra, the collection of Hadith going through the chain of narration of the blessed family of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wasallam, through the chain of transmission of Hussein, the son of Ali Zain al-Abidin, who was the son of Hussein, the Shaheed of Karbala, who was the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib Amir al-Mu'mineen, and also the son of Fatima al-Batul, the blessed daughter of our beloved Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi rashidin wa sallam. We are now on Hadith number 34, and it is this particular Hadith, Ma'nawi, is what we would call a Hadith Mutawatir, that it is transmitted by 10 or more of the companions, as we say Hadith Mutawatir, which has been mentioned as a Tawatir report. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم الأعمال بالنية الأعمال بالنية. Actions are by intention. Actions are by intention. And it's ziyada, longer versions like in al-Bukhari with the love innama a'malun bin niyat, that actions are but by their intentions. Innama a'malun bin niyat. And this hadith has been transmitted through several sources of the books of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and of Zaydiyya, Madhab Zaydi, Madhab Ibadi, and also of the Ithna Asharis, or the Shia, has gone through these different routes and different books, universally accepted hadith, actions by their intentions. This hadith is, when we study the what is the general principles of al-Qawaid, al-Kulliyah, al-Fiqhiyah, when we're talking about Islamic law, that this is normally listed as the first qaida of La Thawaba illa biniyah, that there is no reward except by intention. So for instance, we are given examples like in our books. Let's say a person jumps into a sea, right? Let's say fresh water. Let's say like a lake, like Gurney Brothers in Michigan. So in this state, we have surrounded by what's called the Great Lakes. It's the largest supply of fresh water in North America. So let's say this water, which is suitable for ghusl, um, that your needy brother, let's say, jumps into the water and gets totally drenched and washes off for interest of what's called cleanliness, body cleanliness, or nadifa, right? Um, but the intention's not made for ghusl, even though getting the body clean, that doesn't count as ghusl. If, let's say, I was in a state of ritual impurity, then I would not be able to uh, make salah, pick up the Quran to read the Quran, or etc. Right? Uh, that same water going in, getting the entire body wet, washing up with the niyyah of ghusl could then constitute ghusl. But just going to get the body clean without making niyyah, as this is an act of ibadah, then there's no thawab in and of itself as ibadah for just jumping in the water, for instance. Um, this is on the level of acceptability as regards to the sacred law. We know that the version in Sahih al-Bukhari that mentions actions by their intentions, and a person shall get that which they intend. There's yet a longer version, right? If a person migrates for Allah and His Messenger, then their migration will be for that. But if someone is migrating for a dunyawi purpose, like for some wealth or for a woman, meaning get married, then their migration will be for that. Meaning it's not for Allah, not for a messenger, but it's strictly for some worldly gain. Now, if someone is migrating for Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then gets blessed with a wife, for instance, that's different. But to just migrate in the move for dunyawi purposes, that in and of itself does not carry the reward for hijrah, right? So there's also spiritual implications. So, for instance, and just to be very direct, like for those people who came to a land like the United States of America, and their purpose for coming and becoming muqim, or being a resident, not musafir, not just temporarily traveling here for a business purpose, but come get education or come here for some sort of job, and that person's not fleeing persecution or did not come here to give dawah, but just to live more comfortably than from being in the Muslim land, then their migration was for that. And it's even questionable if that migration was even jaiz according to the sacred law, to have left a Muslim majority land to come to the land of the non-Muslims, to come to a land of disbelief just to accumulate dunya. This is a problem. Also, we have something else that could be a problem, and this is the importance of intent. Sheikh Ahmed ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah forgive him, he's min al-Hanabila, he's from the Hanbali school, and he made a number of differences. There's some differences of Ibn Taymiyyah from some of the Aqidah of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, but even some of the normative or mu'tamid positions of fiqh. One of those is he said that it was permissible or jaiz, for instance, to have zawaj or marriage with the niyyah or the intention of talaq, of divorce. And he said that this does not invalidate the marriage, and the marriage is fine. There's no problem if a man marries a woman, but he has the niyyah of talaq. One of my teachers said to me who studied the Hanbali madhab, he said this is actually what Ibn Taymiyyah's position is even worse than muta. It's worse than zawaj muta. Why is this worse than zawaj muta? Because at least if one is making zawaj muta and it is upfront, right, that you're based, or some Sunnis use the word zawaj misyar, which is almost like the same thing, right? Well, okay, there's going to be marriage, but basically for a fixed period of time, and the woman who's doing this knows that they're giving up certain rights in the process, like not having the right to inheritance, for instance, right? Because in zawaj muta, there is no right to inheritance, for instance, right? Outside, that in of itself is more ethical than for a man to go and marry a woman and he has the intention of pronouncing talaq, anti-taliq, but she herself doesn't know that he's entering into the marriage with that intention. He's going to marry her and get what he wants, be it citizenship papers. He comes to the country and gets the green card. As soon as he gets his green card, anti-taliq. Or a man who wants to have what he thinks is some halal fun and marry someone and with a woman for 2 or 3 days or for a couple of weeks, anti-taliq. He had the intention from day one to divorce, right? In his intention. This is, of course, this is sinful, right? This is sinful, and it's actually deceptive. Men gashanna falaysa minna. We mentioned this hadith in this collection before at a previous night, that whoever deceives us is not from us, right? So this is a level of deception, and on the level of al-ijtimaiyya, on the social level, this is something very harmful. So let us be mindful of our intentions, brothers and sisters. Everything is based upon our intentions. We will be rewarded based upon our intentions. Having clean intentions is the starting point of all matters, but is not the end. And I will conclude with this, and I've said this, the fakir said this many times. One of my teachers, Sheikh Salim, rahimullah ta'ala, said to me as he was going over this hadith years ago, must have been in the late 90s, sometime in the 90s, I believe. He said that, Dawud, remember, you can be sincere and be sincerely wrong, right? So starting off with good intentions is the beginning of the affair, but it's not the end of the matter, right? And we also need to have knowledge and be able to understand how to behave societally, to know our rules of ibadah, to be within the guidelines of the Sharia. It's not just good enough to say, oh, that I had good, pure intentions. That's the beginning of the affair, but it's not the sum total of the affair. And with that, we ask Almighty Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to keep our intentions pure and clean, seeking His rida, seeking His pleasure, His felicity, being content with His divine decree, and having our actions, speech and actions conform with the best that was taught and displayed, embodied by the best of creation, Al-Habib al-Mustafa Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.